Good afternoon, students, and welcome back to the economics class. Today, we will continue with the theory of demand, and the lesson will be on a change in quantity demanded and a change in demand. Plan of action. We will start with an introduction, then we examine a change in quantity demanded, we examine a change in demand, and then you take home some work. You will test your understanding. Go straight to introduction. In economics, the phrases a change in quantity demanded and a change in demand do not have the same meaning. A layman may think that they mean the same. That's why it is always good to make that distinction in economics. So we go to examine a change in quantity demanded. A change in quantity demanded is a movement on is the same as along the same demand curve caused by a change in price only. So if a fall in price leads to more of a good being bought, it is called an increase in quantity demanded or an extension of demand. If a rise in price leads to less of a good being bought, it is called a decrease in quantity demanded or a contraction of demand. We explain this using graphs. So we have seen that the demand curve indicates the intentions of consumers. So extension of demand, which is the same as an increase in quantity demanded, is a situation where there is a fall in the price of a good leading to an increase in the quantity of that good being bought. Remember that at this price, the quantity that was bought was Q, and at the price P1, the quantity bought was Q1. So when the price falls from P to P1, the quantity demanded will increase from Q to Q1. That is what we call an increase in quantity demanded. So when there is an increase in quantity demanded, there is a movement along the demand curve, like this. A is the point on the demand curve that gives the combination price, P, and the quantity bought at that price. So that was the point. And when the price fell to P1, then we move to this point on the same demand curve. So when the price fell from P to P1, there was a movement along the demand curve from A to B, and that's what is called an extension in demand or an increase in quantity demanded. On the other hand, if price were to increase from P1 to P, then we'll be moving from the point B to A, and then quantity demanded will be moving from Q1 to Q. So an increase in price from P1 to P has caused a reduction in quantity bought from Q1 to Q. This is described as a decrease in quantity demanded or a contraction of demand. What makes the difference between a change in quantity demanded and a change in demand? A change in demand is a shift of the demand curve and a movement from the old demand curve to a new one. When there is a change in demand, more or less is now demanded at old prices. This is caused by factors affecting demand other than price. For example, income, population, taste and fashion, and so on. So if people's income were to increase when the price of a good has not increased, the quantity demanded of that good will increase because many people have much money to spend on the good. If the population increases, the demand for goods will increase, not because price has changed. So that change in demand caused by other factors affecting demand other than price is described as a change in demand. There is an increase in demand if more is bought at old prices, and there is a decrease in demand if less is now bought at old prices. So this is a diagram of a change in demand. Change in demand can be an increase in demand or a decrease in demand, not increase in quantity demanded and decrease in quantity demanded. Now it is increase in demand and decrease in demand. So we illustrate it. This is the case of an increase in demand, and we have said it is a shift of the demand curve to the right. The demand curve has moved from DD, this DD, to D1, D1. So this arrow indicates the direction of the shift. So that when the price is still P, instead of the old quantity Q being bought, now you have a greater quantity Q1 being bought. Q1 is supposed to be under this line. So you have an increase in demand when price has not changed. We call that an increase in demand, not an increase in quantity demanded. Then a decrease in demand is the reverse. It is the movement or the shift of the demand curve to the left. So this demand curve has moved to the left and has taken a new position, which is now D, D. So what is happening now? At the price P, instead of Q1 being bought, the quantity bought now is Q. So you see that the quantity demanded has increased, has reduced when there is no change in price. So a decrease in demand shifts the demand curve to the left, and at the price P, less is bought than before. We have distinguished between a change in demand and a change in quantity demanded. You will try to see whether you have understood this lesson by answering this question. Distinguish between an increase in quantity demanded and an increase in demand, and B, a decrease in quantity demanded and a decrease in demand. Thanks very much for listening. Have a nice day. Remember to do your assignment.